Welcome to A Magical Life, Health, Wealth and Weight Loss. I'm your host, Magic Barclay, lead practitioner at Holistic Natural Health Australia and #1 best-selling author. In this podcast, I aim to give you practical tips on how to accelerate and sustain your health, increase your financial, spiritual and emotional wealth, and to look at something that haunts many of us needlessly, weight loss. In some episodes, I'll have guests available to give you even more tips, but in others, the floor is yours. Drop us a line at A Magical Life Podcast on Facebook and let me know what you would like to know more about. Now, sit back and enjoy, because it is time for you to create and truly discover a magical life. Welcome back to A Magical Life. I'm your host, Magic Barclay, and today I want to talk to you about how you treat others actually reflects how you feel about yourself. Now, we've all heard when you point a finger at someone, you have 3 fingers pointing back at you. We've all heard that we should treat others how we want to be treated ourselves. But today I actually want to talk to you about how you treat others reflects how you feel about yourself. Many people out there who are angry, narcissistic, bitter, actually feel that about themselves. Their self-hatred, their self-denial, their self-loathing is too much for them to bear, so they put it onto you. Now that sounds heavy and dark, but I'm telling you for a reason. When things happen to you because of other people, it's not about you, it's about them. It's about how they see themselves in the world. It's about them feeling lost, isolated, alone. It's about them feeling shame or guilt. It's not about you. Now, on the flip side, how you treat others reflects how you feel about you. So before you go judging someone, look at yourself. What do you not want to see in yourself? Before you go swearing at another driver, for example, look at what you're doing. What does not sit right with you about how you're driving? Before you make a judgment on someone, make the judgment on yourself. Embrace it, do something about it. Don't sit there as a victim, but take charge of what's happening. So many of us don't listen to our own thoughts and fears, to our own happiness and achievement. It's not all negative. We don't listen to how much we love ourselves. So we try and love other people without taking a moment to be with ourselves and see what wonderful people we are or can be. In fact, every emotion, every word, every thought that we put out there, we need to have that hard conversation, that hard thought, that introspective look at ourselves first. Too many people are out there at the moment saying, this politician took my life away, put me in lockdown, did this, did that, crippled the economy. That may be, but what are you doing? Is your family happy and secure and loved? Are you happy and secure and loved? Because guess what? Only you can do that for you. Now, during lockdowns of the last 12 months, I didn't feel persecuted. I didn't feel trapped or isolated. I had myself. I had my family, my pets, my garden. Things kept going. The sun was still shining. The rain was still falling. The wind was still blowing. The animals out in the bush were still enjoying their lives, and I could still go out and walk and enjoy watching them. No one did anything to me. No one locked me in my house because I didn't feel locked up. I didn't feel isolated. My thoughts and my treatment of others reflected how I thought and treated myself. And do you know what? I'm a pretty great person. That's what I think. And that's what matters. I'm an active person. I enjoy being outside. And that's what matters, because how I treat myself is how I'm going to treat other people. So as I was out on my daily walks during the lockdowns, I smiled and said, "Hello, how are you? How's your day?" to every person I saw. Some of them buried their heads and walked past me, power walking style, as if they were joining the Olympics power walking team. And that's okay. That's their self-fear. How they're treating me is what they feel about themselves. But how I treat them is what I feel about myself, which is happy, embracing the day, enthusiastic and grateful to be outside in the sun, in the wind, in the rain, whatever was happening while I was walking. Was I bitter about time limits for walking or, the fact that I didn't have much work? No. I was grateful because it was another day. Now, maybe for me that stems from nearly losing my life to cancer and to diabetes and Lyme. And now being here happy and healthy and able to share stories with you. Maybe that comes from my gratefulness. We don't all have to hit rock bottom to be grateful though. Because no matter how bad the situation is out there in the world, the sun still shines, the rain still falls, the animals are still outside, nature is still happening, being absolutely amazing and bringing us great experiences if we just step outside and take them. How you treat others does reflect on how you are treating yourself. We talk a lot about self-care here on this podcast. We talk about your health. Your health cannot prosper unless you will it to do so. No condition, no illness, no sickness can take you down unless you allow it to do so. Mentally, emotionally, physically. Now, I'm not one of these light and love brigades, with rainbows coming out my ass. Excuse my language, but no, I'm not. I'm a realist. If I am unwell, what can I do about it? Will I rely solely on someone else to heal me? No, I will do what I can to heal myself. We talk here about wealth. I've hit rock bottom more times than I care to admit. I've actually been bankrupt. I've lost everything in a divorce. Do I let that dominate my wealth story? No. I do everything I can to create my emotional wealth, my physical wealth, yes, my financial wealth, my wealth of myself. And we talk about weight loss here. My weight has been a roller coaster. I've been a sufferer of anorexia. I've been super morbidly obese. Now I'm just a little bit chunky, but I'm happy and I'm healthy. And how I treat myself is so important. I don't judge other people for their weight because I don't judge myself for my weight. Sometimes, yes, I have that moment looking in the mirror and I have a negative thought about my body. But I quickly follow that with, this body gave me 2 amazing kids. This body has seen so many things in life and carried me through each one with grace and determination. And so I appreciate it. No matter what weight I am, I appreciate it. And I'm not going to judge other people for their weight, because you don't know what's going on inside another person. So yes, listeners, how you treat others reflects how you feel about yourself. Now, we're talking to you today about this because a listener reached out to me. And what she wrote was, I feel bitter, I feel alone. I think everybody has a hand in what's going on. Now, she said a lot more. She said something about politicians and about the whole experience the world is going through at the moment. And I messaged her back and said, I will podcast about this. Because this is an important message. What you put out there is reflecting what is going on inside your heart and your mind. Don't be a prisoner in your own body. Don't be a prisoner in your own mind. And certainly do not treat others poorly because you feel so poorly about yourself. And in fact, that is probably the most important message today. There is no excuse to treat others poorly because you feel bad. Take the flip side of that. Treat others with kindness and prosperity because you feel that towards yourself. Just a short one today for episode 55. In episode 56, we have Dr. Mary Barson talking to us about all things weight loss. And in fact, she'll be with us for 2 episodes. So stay tuned. And for now, go forth and create your magical life. Thanks for listening today. Please subscribe to hear future episodes, leave a review, and share this podcast. You can follow us on Facebook at A Magical Life Podcast or at Holistic Natural Health Australia. That's holistic with a W. You can find us on Instagram at Holistic Natural Health or at www.holisticnaturalhealth.com.au. That's where you'll access all sorts of articles, freebies, and more.